A mother, nervously adjusting her hat, steps into the grand wedding hall of her son. The excitement of the day is almost palpable, but beneath her joy there's an undercurrent of anxiety. Her heart flutters like a caged bird, caught between anticipation and worry. She's been looking forward to this day for so long, yet she can't help but feel an inexplicable sense of unease. The wedding hall is a sight to behold. Crystal chandeliers hang from the ceiling, casting a warm golden glow on everything below. The walls are adorned with exquisite tapestries, and silk drapes fall in elegant folds. Tables are set with white linens and silverware that gleam under the soft lighting. Centerpieces crafted from the most beautiful flowers she's ever seen add a splash of color to the otherwise monochrome setting. As the guests trickle in, the air is filled with a symphony of sounds. There's the clinking of champagne glasses, the rustle of silk gowns, the murmur of hushed conversations, and the occasional burst of laughter. The atmosphere is charged with anticipation, the kind that only a wedding can bring. As she moves through the crowd, she feels a multitude of eyes on her. She's the mother of the groom after all. She senses the silent questions hanging in the air. How does she feel? Is she happy? Is she nervous? She smiles, nods, and exchanges pleasantries, all the while feeling an unfamiliar knot tighten in her stomach. Everything is perfect, almost too perfect. She's been so involved in the planning, ensuring every detail was just right for her son's big day. Now as she takes in the grandeur of it all, she feels a strange disconnect. It's as if she's a spectator in her own life, watching the events unfold from a distance. And then, she sees her, the bride. She's a vision in white, radiant and beautiful. As their eyes meet, a wave of recognition washes over her. Her heart skips a beat, her breath catches in her throat, and a gasp escapes her lips. There in front of her stands the bride, a mirror image of a face she hasn't seen in years. The mother's breath catches in her throat as she gazes at the radiant bride. The resemblance is uncanny, the same sparkling eyes, the same captivating smile, the same delicate features that she held close to her heart. A memory, long buried, resurfaces. A memory of her own daughter, lost to her so many years ago. Panic creeps in, a cold shiver running down her spine. Could it be? The mother's heart pounds in her chest as she mentally wrestles with the impossible idea. The bride, her son's soon-to-be wife, could she really be her long-lost daughter? She tries to dismiss it, arguing with herself that it's merely a coincidence, a trick of the light, or perhaps her own wishful thinking. But the more she looks, the more she sees her daughter in the bride's face. Memories flood back in a torrent of emotion. She remembers her daughter's laughter, her first steps, her favorite bedtime story. She thinks of all the birthdays missed, the milestones unshared, the gaping hole in her life where her daughter should have been. The pain is raw, as if the loss had happened yesterday, not 20 years ago. Yet amidst the heartache, a glimmer of hope arises. The bride's resemblance to her long-lost daughter is more than just physical. The way she tilts her head when she's thinking, the way she bursts into laughter, even the way she absent-mindedly tucks a loose strand of hair behind her ear. It's all too familiar, all too precious. Doubt and disbelief wage a war within her, but as the ceremony continues, suspicion grows. Her mind races, her thoughts a whirl of confusion and hope. Could this be the miracle she's been waiting for all these years? Could fate have truly brought her daughter back to her in such an unexpected way? Her heart pounding, she makes a startling decision. A decision that could change everything. A decision that could bring her the joy she's been missing for so long, or plunge her into an abyss of despair. But she knows she must take this chance for the sake of a love that never faded, for the daughter she never stopped missing. With a determination fueling her steps, the mother strides towards the bride. The words leave her lips before she even realizes what she's saying. "I think we've met before." The bride, surprised, looks at her with wide eyes. "I think I would remember if we had met before today." The mother's heart pounds in her chest. She can feel the suspense building, almost tangible in the air. "No, you were too young to remember," the mother insists, her voice trembling with the weight of her suspicion. The bride looks even more confused now, a slight frown marring her beautiful face, but the mother continues. "You were just a toddler when I last saw you. You had the same eyes, the same smile." The bride's confusion deepens. She shakes her head, denial etched on her face. "No, I think you're mistaken. I grew up with my dad. My mom passed away when I was a baby." The mother's heart aches at the denial, but she knows in her heart that she's right. She can feel it. She insists. "I know it sounds crazy, but I believe you're my daughter. I had to give you up when you were a baby. It was the hardest thing I've ever done." The bride looks shocked now. She takes a step back, her hands shaking. "No," she whispers, "this can't be true, I don't believe you." The mother's heart breaks at the sight of her daughter's distraught face, but she knows she has to convince her. She has to make her see the truth. "I have proof," she says, her voice barely above a whisper. The room falls silent, all eyes on them. In a desperate bid for the truth, the mother pulls out an old family photo. She hands it to the bride, her hands shaking. "This was taken when you were just a baby. Look at it, look at us, you have to remember." Opening. As the bride's gaze falls on the photo, her eyes widen in shock. A sudden gasp echoes in the room, as if the wind itself has been stolen from the air. Her heart skips a beat, her breath catches in her throat. She reaches out tentatively, her hand trembling as she takes the picture from the mother's grasp. The resemblance is undeniable, the truth as clear as day. She doesn't need to question it. The woman in the photograph, the woman standing before her, they are the same. The mother she thought she had lost all those years ago is here, standing right in front of her. She stammers, her voice wavering as she tries to put her thoughts into words. This is my mom," she whispers, her eyes welling up with tears. Her voice is barely audible, but it carries the weight of years of longing and unanswered questions. Her confirmation sends a wave of relief washing over the mother. She nods, tears brimming in her eyes as she reaches out to her long-lost daughter. The room is silent, the world outside forgotten, as the mother and daughter share the moment they have been unknowingly denied for years. The drama unfolds, the air thick with emotion. The bride's confession, her revelation, is met with a collective gasp. The room is filled with a mix of shock and joy, the tension slowly ebbing away to be replaced with an overwhelming sense of relief. The mother's relief is palpable. After all these years, she has found her daughter. She has found the piece of her heart that she thought was lost forever. She can't help but let out a sob, her heart overflowing with happiness, relief, and a love that had never waned. The bride, too, is overcome with emotion. She can hardly believe it. She has found her mother, the woman she thought she had lost forever. She has found a part of herself that she thought was gone, a part of her that she had yearned for so long. Closing, tears streaming down their faces, the mother and daughter embrace, reunited after years of separation. Amidst the stunned silence, a cheer erupts from the crowd. As if a dam has been released, the room fills with unrestrained joy. The initial shock of the revelation gives way to an overwhelming wave of happiness. The mother, her eyes brimming with tears of gratitude, clings tightly to her daughter, her heart pounding with relief. The long-lost connection has been restored, the void filled with love. The crowd, once spectators, now become a part of this emotional reunion. Their cheers, their applause, it's not just a celebration of a wedding anymore. It's an acknowledgement of a miracle, a testament to the incredible journey of a mother and daughter finding each other in the most unexpected circumstances. The applause is thunderous, the joy infectious, and the love palpable. Every heart in the room swells with happiness, every eye glistens with unshed tears. The bride, her face radiant with joy, holds her mother close. The years of yearning, the void she felt, all seems to dissolve in this single moment of reunion. The groom, standing by her side, his hand in hers, shares in this joy. His wedding day has turned into a day of double happiness, a day when he didn't just gain a wife, but his family grew larger, warmer. As the applause slowly subsides, a hush descends upon the room. The mother, her voice choked with emotion, takes a step forward. Her words, simple yet heartfelt, echo in the silence. "To my daughter, my child," she says, "welcome home." The words, filled with the love of a mother, the relief of a long, painful wait, are met with another round of applause. The room fills once more with cheers, with laughter, with tears of joy. And so, in an unexpected twist, a wedding became a family reunion, and a mother found her long-lost daughter. A story that began with a wedding ended with a reunion. A tale of love, of longing, of unexpected joy. A story that reminds us in the most beautiful way that sometimes life has a way of bringing us back to where we belong.